It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. It's time for another Blade Beer review. I want to say a massive thank you to Beowulf for sending us today's keg for the Blade. So we're going to show you how to fit it and then have a beer. I've been waiting all day for this. It's a Gosser Marzen from Austria. It's 5.2% ABV. It's going to take, what? It's going to take maybe 5-10 minutes. I've had it in the fridge. It's always important to pre-cool these kegs in your fridge. Get them down to temperature because you don't want to damage your cooling system in your blade. So first of all, let's get this done then. Get it in there. It's currently Halloween time here in the UK, so we're doing a Halloween party at the Stone Crow, and I thought to myself, well, let's review this. So take the top off. Let's review this, and then we can have a beer at the Stone Crow virtual pub with it later on. So you can pick this up at Beowulf. So what you do, you're only touching the orange things. So you've got your cap there, that's where you want to be holding it. Here is your keg, so you push this in. Nice big firm push there. The lid's off. It's like a socket. You can see it's like a socket system here on the blade. So you want to be pulling this forward. You can see the line here on the blade. So I'm just going to grab hold of it, grab hold of the line with this hand. Nice and simple. Grab hold of your blade. Knock a bottle of beer over in the process. Stick that up in there. Let's have a look. Yeah, so it's in the line, it's fed in the line. What you're doing then, make sure this is not trapped. Feed it through. See your orange part here of the system, you're putting that down in there, locking that into position. Put that back up. Put the lid back on. Turn the machine on. I always like to have the light on. So we'll stick the light on. And then you're locking the system here. Job done. It's been a while, everybody. It's been a while. I've not put a keg in here for about 2 months. So what we're doing now, we're going to watch this temperature gauge get down to the bottom. Once it's at the bottom, I'm going to come back and review a Gosser Marzen. In the meantime, I'm going to do a little bit of research on this Austrian brewery. Okay, we're back. I've done my research. Let's pour a beer first though. It's getting dark. It's, as I say, Halloween here in the UK, so it gets dark pretty early. But we don't want to start drinking too early, do we? So I think I've got it about right. The sweet sound of a Friday afternoon. I'm going to leave that settle. It's the first pull, so you're going to have a little bit of inevitable froth on the first pull. Right, Private Brauerei Go. They are one of the largest breweries in Austria, so an Austrian beer from an Austrian brewery. They're majority owned now by Heineken. That's not a surprise to me at all because the system is a Heineken system. I love my blade. I've got a smile on my face because I've not used my blade for, well, what's on now? Oh, the cooling system's just kicked in on the blade. I was thinking that's a loud fridge. So, what was I saying? Yeah, I love my blade. Not had a beer on the blade since we did that beautiful Weiss beer a couple of months ago. So this particular beer, Marzen, again, I definitely reviewed a Marzen before, but it hasn't been for a long time. So I had to do a little bit of research on Marzen. So I found some information on a site called Beer Advocate, American website. And a Marzen is a sort of stronger European lager that's light in colour. Well, you can see that it's light in colour. And is toasty, bready and toasty and biscuity. So more of a full-bodied lager. And it's closely linked as well to Oktoberfest. So I'm quite excited. It's Friday afternoon. We're 2 hours away from the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. The head is sorting itself out on this beer. If I didn't mention it earlier, it's 5.2% ABV. We got nice levels of carbonation rolling up the side of the glass there. Not a bad beer. The quality on this blade system is absolutely fantastic. I just needed something. I felt within 2020, and I like to think I can be honest with everybody here on the channel, I felt myself sinking a little bit this afternoon. Like I've been tidying up the house and finishing the fireplace, and it's been wet for a week. I think that's been the problem. It's been raining for a week here in Wales. We're in the middle of a Welsh, we can't leave the house, 2020. We've had an October lock-in, as we like to call it here. It's all starting to get on top of me a little bit now, and I never wanted to bring it to the channel. I never wanted to talk about it too much on the channel, because this is not why you're here. You have all of your own problems in life, and you don't want to be listening to me complaining about it. I'm the guy you come to escape from all of this nonsense. So very quickly felt myself with a bit of weight on my shoulders this afternoon. My mind was a bit heavy, and I thought, right, let's cheer yourself up, load a keg into the blade. Here we are with a keg. So thank you very much again to Beer Wolf for sending us this wonderful keg. I got some fantastic contacts at Beer Wolf, terrific people. Let's get the aroma on this golden amber coloured beer. It's definitely toasty, more of a toasty lager. Biscuity and kind of bready style lager. Right up my street, this. Smells good. Should we dive in? Cheers, everybody. That is super. Just hanging on to the light. Just hanging on to the light. This is a super beer. Lovely and cold. It is got a nice kind of bready biscuitiness to it. Not overly done. Not like a stout or a porter or a dark mild or something like that, but there is definitely a nice kind of toastiness in there. Very refreshing, very drinkable. Super smooth beer, fantastically smooth beer. I can see why Brauerei Go are one of the largest sellers of beer in Austria. This is terrific. If this is their main beer, this Marzen, or if it's not, if they just produce a regular lager, if that's the case, if this is like an Oktoberfest style release, then I bet by September, people are craving. I bet the Austrian fans of Brauerei Go are craving this Märzen when it comes out. It really is. I like a regular lager these days. I got off that kind of high horse quite a while ago of I'm not drinking lager. You know, I've passed that stage of my beer drinking evolution. And I've learned to really, really like lagers in the last 2 or 3 years. To the point where I'll actively search out fantastic pilsners, and I think I've just found another style. I think I've just found another style that really suits my beer drinking needs. As you know, if you're a follower of the channel, you know I'll like a biscuity, bready, kind of toasty, malty beer, and this fits perfectly. It really does. It's just so refreshing with a lovely flavour. Nice and cold. The blade keeps it down, I think it's about 4 degrees. I've got my fridge set at 5 degrees, so it had to do a little bit of cooling. Maybe it was about 10 minutes it was cooling. But that's done, that's sorted. That'll stay fresh in that blade now for 30 days. So I got a nice keg of beer that'll probably last me a week or so. 8 litre kegs. If you're thinking about purchasing a blade, I'm really happy to say that I bought mine, when did I buy mine now? Bought mine back in May, I think. I've had a good few months now, and it was only 2 beers. When I invested in this blade, there was only 2 beers available for it. And now there's more. There's a lot more coming on stream. If you look at Beowulf, you'll see that you can buy a Weiss beer, and that just made me light up when they could see there's a Weiss beer on there. There's this Goss and Märzen, there's a few different lagers. Yeah, we're starting to see Beowulf fill out their variety of kegs for this blade. I think this system, it's one of those slow burners. People have been really interested in them. They've not quite know what the system is, or what it, you know, because it's £420 as of October 2020, including VAT, and you can, if you get a good deal, you can get 2 kegs with that as well, and they're £30 each. So about £420. So it's a big investment, but I'm gonna say it's October going into November 2020. This is one of the best investments I've made on the channel, not just this year. I was gonna say this year, but ever. This is one of the best investments I've ever put into the channel. I love my blade. It makes this little bar I've built, it makes it feel like a real pub. It really does. If you're thinking about a blade, maybe for Christmas, it's a good investment, it really is. And I think 2021, next year, you'll see an awful lot more kegs coming onto the market. So I'm going to rate this Gosser Märzen by Brauerei Go. It's lovely, it's biscuity, it's bready, it's a fantastic addition to the range of beer from Heineken via Beowulf. This video wasn't sponsored by Beowulf. What I will say is that the keg was sent to me free of charge, but this was a 100% independent beer review for you today. No money changed hands, independent stuff going on here. It was my own personal kind of feelings. This beer has cheered me up no end. As I mentioned earlier, felt a bit raining all week, can't go out. I'm happy. It's Friday night now. We're about to do the Stone Crow Virtual Pub in an hour or 2, and I got a fresh keg beer to look forward to all night and for the rest of the week. Private Brauerei Go, I think they're called Private Brauerei Go, or they're definitely Brauerei Go, from Austria. They're Märzen. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!